starting with Tehran's nuclear profile. Iran's declaration that it could increase its uranium enrichment capacity if a nuclear deal with world powers falls apart risks sailing close to the red line, according to what France's foreign minister said on Wednesday. Geneviève Le Drian to Europe 1 radio said it is always dangerous to flirt with the red lines, but the initiative taken remains totally within the framework of the Vienna nuclear deal. This follows what Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei said on Monday, that he had ordered preparations to increase uranium enrichment capacity if the nuclear agreement collapsed. On the other side of the word, sanctions, however harsh they may be, will not force Russia to abandon its independent stance in the world, according to what President Vladimir Putin said, adding that Russians will never accept trade-offs at the expense of sovereignty. Speaking to Chinese TV, Putin said that he believes the rounds of sanctions imposed on Russia by the US, its allies and the EU have only one goal: to hamper its economic development. He went on to stress that no amount of sanctions and punitive measures will ever be enough to make Russia cave in and change its policy. Away from politics, a trio of astronauts from Russia, the United States and the European Space Agency blasted off Wednesday for a mission on the International Space Station. A Russian spacecraft carrying Serena Onan, Chancellor of NASA, Sergei Prokopyev of Russian Space Agency, Roscosmos, and the ASA's Alexander Gerst from Germany lifted off as scheduled from the Russia-leased Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan atop a Soyuz booster rocket at 16:12 local time on Wednesday. The Soyuz MS-09 ship has successfully entered a designated orbit and is set to dock at the space outpost on Friday. Going to our economic news, the European Union should start applying additional import duties on selected U.S. imports from July in response to U.S. tariffs imposed on EU steel and aluminium. The European Commission said on Wednesday the Commission expects to conclude the relevant procedure in coordination with Member States before the end of June, so that the new duties start applying in July. This came as EU members have given broad support to a European Commission plan to set duties on 2.8 billion euros of US exports in response to what is seen as illegal action by Washington. And finally, global stocks markets followed Wall Street higher on Wednesday ahead of a meeting of major industrialized economies. In early trading, London's FTSE 100 rose 0.2% to 706.16 points, while France CAC 40 edged up 5 points to 5,465.64. Germany's DAX lost 3.6 points to 12,781.79. On Wall Street, the future for the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.3%, while that for the Standard & Poor's 500 Index gained 0.1%. In Asia, Tokyo's Nikkei 225 rose 0.4% to 22,625.73, and the Shanghai Composite Index added 1 point to 115.18.